In this video, we're going to see an example of a series that is very nice because we can easily compute the value of its sum. Later, you will see that for most series, it's very difficult, if not impossible, to know exactly what the value of the sum is. We will have to be happy with knowing whether it's convergent or divergent. But for this example, we're actually going to be able to say the sum of this series is equal to a particular number. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to look at the series given by the sum from n equals 1 to infinity of 1 over n times n plus 1. We only know the definition so far, so that's the only tool we have. And the definition tells me to look at partial sums. So what is the kth partial sum? Well, before I do that, I want us to note that we can rewrite the terms of the series as 1 over n minus 1 over n plus 1. Here I'm using a method called partial fractions. If you don't know it, I encourage you to look it up. Okay, so how can we use this to our advantage? Well, remember, the kth partial sum is just the sum of the first k terms of my series. So sk is the sum from n equals 1 to k of 1 over n times n plus 1. And now I'm going to replace this term by the new shape that I found for the terms. So it's like this. It looks a bit scary and I don't know what to do. So whenever you feel like that, the best thing that you can do is try to write it down. Write the terms down and see what happens. So that's what I'm going to do. So we have this 1 minus 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2 minus 1 over 3 plus 1 over 3 minus 1 over 4 plus dot 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 1 over k minus 1 over k plus 1. And you will see here that some nice things happen because we have negative 1 over 2 and plus 1 over 2, so they will cancel. Then we have negative 1 over 3 plus 1 over 3, so they will cancel. This negative 1 over 4 will cancel with a plus 1 over 4 that appear like it's hidden inside those 3 dots. And this positive 1 over k, well, would kill a negative 1 over k that is hidden inside those 3 dots. If you don't believe me, try to write down some more terms. Okay, this is pretty good because I'm left only with the first and the last term. So then my kth partial sum is just 1 minus 1 over k plus 1. Oh, that's brilliant because the limit of this thing is very easy to compute, right? What is the limit as k goes to infinity of 1 minus 1 over k plus 1? It's just 1. So this tells me that the sum of my series is equal to 1. So as you saw, it was quite simple to do. We just needed to follow the definition carefully. And in this case, we used a trick, which was using partial fraction decomposition to make the general term of my series to look a bit nicer and easier to work with.